All right, welcome back, everyone. Of course, this is going to be another gigantic match. We were hyping up that last match, how much those mirrors were going to matter, but now we have two sister teams fighting off against each other. Of course, that is going to be Method North America versus Method Europe.
Yeah, and this BlizzCon is just getting better and better. We went from our first series to the intense 5-game series. That was Method EU involved in that as well. And now here we have a 1 versus 1 to finish off the Tempo Storm series. I can't wait to see what these guys have in store for us.
I swear Method EU just like to give everyone a heart attack. They always go down to the loser's bracket. They bring it to the last final game against Panda Gaming previously today. Method EU, man, you're breaking my heart a little bit. And now they're going to face Method NA. Of course, that is Sidhu's team. And this is probably his last chance, really, to take BlizzCon. We've got a clear look at the teams right there. No Lifer on the left. Frofsy, Chaz, and Prey, they round up Method EU. Then we've got Sidhu, Snuts, Smexon, and Bean rounding out Method NA. Man, this is an insane series. I cannot wait.
Yep, the rivalry between the two methods. Of course, we have 2/3 of the 3 amigos on Method NA, 9 BlizzCon appearances between the two of them. That's, of course, Snuts and Sidhu. Sidhu, like you say, he mentioned on stream a few times, this might be his last chance, but he's really been going ham with the practice. They were even landing together. They had that preparation in real life, preparing for this big stage we have up here. I can't wait to see what these guys have in store.
All right, now let's take a look at Method EU, because these are the guys I think that might be the underdogs in this matchup. When you look at how successful they've been in prior tournaments, of course, there you go. They have a number of well-known players. They kind of had a rough time making it through the European qualifiers. Of course, you know, having that 4th man matters so much, and now they have their entire roster here at BlizzCon.
Yeah, we see Chaz on our screen there. That guy is insane. He's also hilarious. We've got to hang out with him a lot throughout the past 2 weeks, and I have to say, if you want to talk to someone that can make you smile, this is definitely the guy to talk to.
Yeah, and these guys have needed that. I mean, maybe they wouldn't have been that. We've kind of labeled them as the comeback kings. No Life are not able to play European regionals. They qualify anyways, qualifier cups. So many comeback stories on this side, and you need a little bit of that humor. And Chaz, he's quite a character. If you get to talk to him, or certainly if you're in the live stage, definitely one of the guys you want to come in, maybe have a drink with or something like that, because he is just a hilarious character. You can see him on the screen just laughing in the middle of the biggest stage of them all.
And on the opposite side of the stage, I doubt they're not taking it as jokingly, because of course these guys are serious. They are here to win. They know that they can make it all the way, but Method EU is in their way right now, and that is going to be Method North America.
Yeah, it's an obstacle they've already overcome once. Let's see if they can do it again.
Can they do it again? They took down Method EU in opening week in Columbus pretty confidently, so I would like to see Method EU break out some different compositions at this point, because Method NA are looking really strong in this specific matchup. And of course, we're looking at Sidhu, the all-star player for Method NA. He's the healer. He's known for playing Shaman. He's been picking up a Paladin, a Monk. He's really shown versatility in this tournament this year, and I think that's key for his team's victory.
Yeah, for sure. And these guys, they have so much on their plate. Of course, they're getting to that experience level. We have Sidhu, he has so many things. He has like 3 dogs, 2 cats, a fiance, all these things. And he streams so much as well. These guys, 3 of them, big streamers. And it's so hard to balance all of that with the practice that's needed to perform well at BlizzCon. But these guys definitely looking strong so far, especially against this particular team. So it's we're going to have to see, basically the meta of this series is have Method EU have the time with that week. They have a lot of experience on their team as well. Prey in the BlizzCon final last year, No Life for 2 BlizzCon finals before that, so they've definitely been around. The question is, will they have picked up new compositions, or will they have maybe just perfected slightly more the compositions they already had so that they can take down Method NA?
So now that they've had a week to prepare, who do you think is going to take this match?
It's very difficult to say. Prey, of course, he tweeted something along the lines of, "Don't think you're safe because it's not over." This is something I love to believe, but unfortunately, I have to think of myself as an analyst first and kind of like this fanboy second. So I really do believe that I have to go with Method NA on this one. I just think they have the higher chance. They're such veterans, and they look so strong right now.
And Sid, how about you?
I mean, both of these teams are so lovable at this point. I'm friends with all of them, but in my mind, with using my brain, I really feel like Method NA are going to come out ahead today. They've got more compositions, more variety, and I definitely think that's going to carry them through the series.
All right, and of course, Jackson, who do you think is going to take this series?
Jared, once again, I thought Method EU gave us probably one of the best matches that we've seen so far in this tournament, that slugfest versus Panda Gaming. However, Method EU, the preparation they've put into this, the heart and soul they've applied to their preparation for this tournament, and all the energy I'm sure Sidhu's getting from his loyal viewers out there, probably going to push them over the top here.
All right, thank you. And I myself, I think I'm going to have to go with Method NA, only because I think that they have practiced a number of compositions so they can round out with whatever that they're going to throw at them. Now, of course, their wild card and the guy that I'm looking to make things happen, maybe not in this round, but maybe later in the tournament, of course, is going to be Bean. He can really play a number of comps, and you kind of see him sit on the bench most matches, but when he showed up, he made things happen.
Yeah, Bean's one of those kind of lovable stories. So a year ago, I used to look at his stream, and he was like this Bean Boy swag, maybe playing at 2.2K rating, just like many of us. He was just like there, and he gets picked up by this massive organization Method, playing with Sea-Doo, Snuts, the likes of the greatest players in the entire game. And he's kind of living the celebrity life right now. He was at the Wowhead party yesterday in his Method jersey, signing autographs, just saying like, why are they asking for my autograph? What have I done? But he is that caliber of player now, and he is the wild card that they may well need. They used him during the regionals. Will he come out at any point during BlizzCon?
Oh man, I think we're about to jump into the game. I cannot wait for this, man. Will Method EU show some variety? Will they stick to that Shadow Priest Mage? Method NA, of course, have been playing the Demonology Warlock, Enhancement Shaman throughout, and we are going to see a Resto Druid out from Chaz. He's going to go back to his roots, pun intended.
Yep, the roots of Chaz. This is so fantastic to see. This is one of the adaptations that they've made over the last week. I was talking to them a little bit earlier. They really feel like the Restoration Druid is very strong in this matchup. One of the reasons they were slightly scared of blind picking it is because Method NA, of course, they have the Shadow Priest Feral, which is a hard matchup for the Restoration Druid, but they have won this blind pick. The question is, can they play it out to the quality needed in order to take the match?
Yep, Snuts starting out this brawl, summoning some imps there over onto Frosty, pulling his pet back. He doesn't want that pet to overextend and go down. Smexon has been questioning whether or not he wants to go in. It looks like he's finally going to commit. They're going to push into Method EU. Let's get this thing started.
Yep, for sure. So Smexon, the thing about him on this map is he needs to be really offensive. He gets bashed instantly on his Bloodlust, and that gets purged immediately by No Lifer. So an excellent start to the game for Method EU, shutting down Smexon entirely. And now the Sheep onto Sea-Doo. They're getting some damage out. They're able to force that Astral Shift, the big defensive cooldown for the Enhancement Shaman. Not a good start at all for Method NA.
Yep, Snuts popping out some burst over onto No Lifer. He was able to recover with his Temporal Shield. No Lifer recovering. Smexon pulling back. And this is what Method NA are going to do. They're a hit and run composition. They're going to wait for the Bloodlust. It's on cooldown for about 29 more seconds for Smexon, and when that comes up, man, he is going to come out wailing.
Yeah, so it's going to be very interesting. You can see Sea-Doo is playing the Avenging Crusader. Right now he has to play behind a pillar. He's not able to optimize that talent. So if he's able to use that talent, that means he needs to be pushing in. He needs to get the damage either onto Prophecy or No Lifer in order for that to be useful. Smexon now, he doesn't have the Astral Shift. We need Method EU to start pushing in now, and that's when they could potentially get punished by Method NA.
Here comes the Cross CC out from Method EU. They're trying to launch an attack. Snuts clotheslines it with that Fell Lord, summoning the power of Legion, forcing them back. Smexon, though, is fully defensive at this point. Frosty's moving in. He might be looking to set up a triple fear, but Snuts fears him away before he can get into position. Smexon still down to about half HP. Method are ripping into his health right now. Sea-Doo caught into a Cyclone. Chaz was able to sneak in and get that. Nice mind control, and Smexon at low HP, not able to hold on to it, unfortunately. We can see the Bloodlust popped onto No Lifer. He's overextended. A lot of burst following it up. He pops a Temporal Shield. He blinks back defensively. Smart reaction there from No Lifer. He could have easily gone down.
Yeah, excellent reaction time by him. Immediate Temporal Shield and the blink away, able to survive a lot of that burst. And we can see actually one of the weaknesses of Restoration Druids is generally the mana, but because of how Method NA have to play this matchup, Chaz is fine on mana. He's doing well. We can see the Insanity being popped now by Prophecy in that Void form. That's why he's on fire. He's trying to get some damage onto Smexon, the Silence onto Sea-Doo. This could be big damage. Are they going to force the Astral Shift? He's caught up in the bash right now. Nothing to follow it up on Sea-Doo, but still so much damage. A big heal does connect though. The Spam Fears coming out of Snuts, and Method NA survive another onslaught.
Very important for Snuts there. He banished the Side Fiend in the center of the map. That saved Smexon. Smexon's trying to run away, but Chaz clones him up at low HP. That Resto Druid is proving to be useful in this matchup. They clone up Smexon again. Will No Lifer go in for the CC is the question. He's got 5 Icicles ready. He's engaging here pretty shortly, I would imagine. Maybe they're going to wait for the Infernal to go down. Mana seems to be tied on both teams. Method NA are not looking to throw this match. They want to play this out textbook.
Yeah, at the same time though, I feel like this is working out very nicely for Method EU. Like you say, Chaz isn't really having to do much healing, because when they do push in, there are no crowd control DRs on Method NA, which means whenever they do fall into a little bit of trouble, Smexon's able to be caught up in the CC, but now we see the Bloodlust being popped onto Prophecy. He immediately answers that with the dispersion, and now there's no trinket on Chaz, no dispersion on Prophecy. This team needs to be careful.
Yeah, that's the hit and run playstyle of Method NA's comp. Now they're switching their attention to No Lifer. No Lifer blinks back to the middle of the map. He's setting up a Glacial Spike, but he gets interrupted by Smexon. Nice shutdown from him. We can see Sea-Doo has his Avenging Crusader up. He's ready to get some big heals going. Chaz knows that. He's going to clone up Smexon. I really like these offensive clones. It's saving Chaz's mana throughout the series, slowing down Method NA's assault.
Yeah, of course, that is the advantage of bringing that Restoration Druid, but the disadvantage is they're not perhaps so good at dealing with the burst coming out of Method NA, and that's how come they've had to use these cooldowns. We see Chaz's trinket in the top left of your screen, up in about 30 seconds. Dispersion, 40 seconds on Prophecy. Maybe they'll just sit back a little bit here. They're also, as you can see, killing the pets of Method NA. That even makes Snuts a potential swap target at some point, but he's able to resummon that pull back, and now it's just a question of No Lifer and Prophecy building up their damage once again for this next onslaught.
Looks like the teams are going to reset. Both healers sat down for a drink. They're back to full mana, so this game will be going on for quite some time. Prophecy needs to be very careful in this position. Smexon leaps in. He knows that Prophecy's exposed, but he doesn't want to overextend. No Lifer setting up quite a bit of damage here. Sea-Doo needs to avoid being polymorphed. No Lifer blocks the CC. He goes for the sheep. They're looking for the kill on Smexon. He's vortexed in the center of the map. Chaz follows it up with the stun. They need damage. They need it now. Another sheep onto Sea-Doo. Smexon tries to escape, but he gets sucked back by the vortex. At this point, Prophecy trying to solo Smexon. No Lifer's lined up 5 big icicles. He goes for another sheep. Chaz gets the clone on Sea-Doo. Really good CC. Glacial Spike connects onto Smexon. He's down to half HP. A mind control now at low health denies any incoming healing, but they don't have any more crowd control. They need to keep the mind controls coming onto Smexon if they want to keep him at low HP. Doesn't look like they're able to. Smexon looking for a turnaround. Bloodlust gets popped. No Lifer has no block. Prophecy with the clutch mind control peels him away. Sea-Doo moves in for a stun. Implosion connects. Smexon going in as well. They're trying to take No Lifer down. He's down to half HP, but he's managed to recover, and now Smexon is overcommitted.
Yeah, Smexon dropping really low. Sea-Doo really struggling, gets caught up into that triple DS sheep, into the full fair, but it looks like Smexon should be able to get out of this. And if we evaluate the situation, at the end of the day, Sea-Doo didn't use a single break there. He still has the bubble available, and No Lifer committed his ice block. This expansion, that is a 5-minute cooldown. He is so vulnerable to the next Bloodlusts coming through this game.
Yep, Smexon's Bloodlust is coming up in about 22 more seconds. He's pulling back with Sea-Doo for now. He's the only melee DPS in the match. He needs to be very careful with his positioning. At this point, he's playing defensively. He wants to avoid those incoming casts. Snuts is pulled back as well. Snuts needs to be the one to stop the initiation. He can use Axe Toss to stun one of the DPS. He can fear them. Sea-Doo moving in for a stun on Prophecy. Not really accomplishing too much. Now he's caught into the polymorph. Smexon into a fear. They're making a swap to Snuts. He's down to half HP. He pops the unending resolve. That will reduce a lot of damage. Another clone on Sea-Doo. No Lifer needs to try and follow this up. I don't think he's going to be able to, though. Snuts in a good position defensively back here, but Sea-Doo's actually not able to capitalize on that Avenging Crusader. He's way in the back line. Mind control on Smexon, trying to pull him away from No Lifer. No Lifer has no ice block. Bloodlust is up. Doomwinds is available. No Lifer could be in a lot of danger. He's trying to set up a cross kill on a reverse kill onto Smexon, bursting him down to half HP. Sea-Doo's moving in. They're going to swap onto Chaz. Chaz in that bear form. He's ready for the attack, and now Smexon is in line of sight of No Lifer. Snuts fears him away. Sea-Doo's caught into a silence, but that fear from Snuts is critical right now to keep Smexon going. Smexon reconnects onto Prophecy. He wants to pop Bloodlust, but Sea-Doo's caught into a polymorph. Smexon trades out the Astral Shift. He's trying to reduce the incoming damage. He wants to stay aggressive. He's looking for the kill onto No Lifer. Will he be able to find it?
Yeah, he's really struggling right now. We saw the defensive stun come out there from Snuts. That's going to break up the CC chain coming out of Method EU, so we should be able to see Smexon stabilizing. Here comes the Bloodlust from him. He's over onto Prophecy, but Prophecy just able to kite away the entirety of Method EU, able to pull away now, and they have their offensive cooldowns up. Both the DPS on fire. They're going for the damage. The Collects control. The low Cyclone from Chaz. Can they follow up the CC onto Sea-Doo? You can see he has the Avenging Crusader. They just need one CC to take this game.
Smexon barely squeaks out of line of sight. He jumped to the Water Elemental. The Water Elemental was out of position, and it allowed Smexon to get an escape. That was a clutch move from Smexon to stay alive here. Sea-Doo trying to recover. Smexon has no defensive cooldowns remaining. Sea-Doo needs to be very careful in this position. Prophecy's moving in. Chaz coming up as well. He's going to be looking for a Cyclone here potentially. Smexon's down to half HP. Sea-Doo gets silence on that big heal. Chaz is moving in. Is he going to look for the clone? Glacial connect, and Smexon's in danger. He's down to 10%. Sea-Doo bubbles to try and pick him back up. He gets Vortex back. The Bellord out from Snuts to try and save Smexon at this point. Sea-Doo caught in a CC. Smexon's completely alone and could easily go down. 5% HP remaining. He line of sights, barely healing himself back up. A clone on Sea-Doo. Smexon still running for his life.
This is the momentum that Method EU need. The Godcom CC, we've seen it time and time again. The Godcom able to just control Sea-Doo. He's caught up in the DL fear now. Smexon may well go down. Can they connect the Glacial? show. Bloodlust desperately coming out. He's trying to get some things. This Cyclone comes out to deny that. He's had the Astral Shift back, and Method NA survive.
Frosty in danger now. He needs to use that dispersion. He trades it out in time. And now Smexon is still low. Sea-Doo got silenced. Method EU are looking to take Smexon down. Do they have any CC available? They do not. Sea-Doo connects some big heals. Frosty gets feared away. Good job by Snuts saving his team here. Frosty getting pressured by Sea-Doo. Smexon keeping the pressure on No Lifer. No block for 2 minutes. Chad's caught is gone. No Lifer blinks to center field. Mind control again from Frosty. Saves No Lifer's life for now, but how much longer?
Yeah, and he had to trade out the trinket there from Chaz, the artifact weapon as well. So many cooldowns used by him there to keep No Lifer alive. He does have that ice block coming up in 40 seconds. Frosty as well in 50 seconds on his dispersion. I'd like to see Method EU pull back now. Sea-Doo's bubble is not going to be available for a really long time. Wait for that dispersion, wait for the ice block, and then you're completely safe to push in and finish this game.
Yeah, at this point, I would say Method EU, they're waiting for dampening, they're stacking that healing reduction, and they're just going to look for a swap maybe on Snuts if they can get them off the pillar. At this point, Method NA, they need to be worried. They want to push for a kill, but they risk losing if they do. Snuts is down to half HP. He's taking a lot of pressure at the moment. He trades out his unending resolve to reduce that damage, but Sea-Doo's caught in his sheep. They break the sheep, a bit of a misplay there, and now he should be able to recover, but Frosty follows it up. The hero Shadow Priest gets the triple fear. He mind controls the pet reds. Sick play from Frosty. He needs to keep that pet dead as long as possible. He goes to the Summit Guard, gets the pet out, but he's still dangerously low. Chaz gets the clone. Bloodlust gets popped. Could be a reverse kill on Frosty. He's down to 5%. This is absolutely insane. Snuts getting cloned up at low HP. They need CC on Sea-Doo right now.
Yeah, beautiful Iron Bug there keeps Frosty alive, and now Method NA are so far behind. You see dampening stacking. That's a 30% damage reduction. Frosty has to trade out the dispersion. Once he comes out of that though, Snuts is low. Sea-Doo is low. There's no Avenging Crusader for 10 seconds. Are they going to be able to top this off? I don't know if they can.
Frosty could just go down. Method and Air finding a miracle. He's down to 10%. Chaz is barely keeping him going, but he just can't. 1% is going to go down. They're looking for the kill on Snuts. No Lifer looking to finish him off, but he's just not able to bash on Sea-Doo. He pops out of it. I don't think they have the damage. No Lifer goes to the Glacial Spike, gets shut down from Smexon, and Method NA managed to squeak through in dampening for the kill. No Lifer not giving up, but he gets stunned by Snuts. Method NA with a huge denial. But man, Method EU looked good in that match. I would imagine them locking this in again. Amazing first match of this series.
Beautiful first game. This BlizzCon cannot get better, surely. An amazing showing from Method NA. They had the patience. They were able to survive till that dampening stacked, and in the end, Chaz could not keep up Frosty. That is the weakness of the Restoration Druid. Maybe not that burst healing when it's needed. The offensive gameplay was there from Method EU, but Method NA weathered the storm.
The offensive CC out of Method EU was absolutely incredible. There were so many well-timed mind controls, the Cyclones at low health over and over. Unfortunately, the one play that decided everything was the Feral Lunge onto the Water Elemental. Smexon would have been 100% dead in that moment if that Water Elemental wasn't there.
Yep, small misplay, and well, more to the point is great awareness from Smexon, of course, using that ability to get back with his team when he was on about 10% HP, so beautiful stuff from him. Honestly, just great play overall from Method NA. I do have some questions, of course. We questioned the Avenging Crusader a little bit, but it was utilized very well when Method EU pushed in. Of course, he's able to get into melee range and do that healing, so it definitely paid off in the end for Sea-Doo. The question is, do they stick with the same composition? Because that game was so close. I don't know if, I think Method EU definitely are going to be wanting the God Comp if it is the same matchup, because how close it is. Does a map make a difference, maybe?
Something clever at the end of the game that No Lifer was doing, instead of trying to sheep Sea-Doo, he just started attacking him. He tried to deny any of that ultimate sacrifice damage reduction, tried to deny the Light of Martyr by hitting him and getting him low and then looking for the kill. But I'm wondering if he committed too much damage, because if he had that damage for Snuts, he might have just been able to outright kill him. So in the end, he was trying to play around that Paladin utility, but it may have cost him the game.
Now, having a Demonology on your team against this, what we call the God Comp, with the Frost Mage and the Shadow Priest, they have a lot of setup that they have to go through before they can do their damage. Of course, Shadow Priests need to fill their Insanity bar to full, but they need targets to hit. And when you're playing against a Demonology Warlock, there's an entire zoo in front of you that you can hit. Now, Jackson, how did that last round go for you?
Well, I just can't believe that this is only game one of this series. I'm so glad that we get to watch more of this Method versus Method battle. Now, of course, they're the similar teams, NA and EU, of course, but there's definitely no love lost between these guys. These guys are out for blood, and it shows. But I think that first matchup definitely shows the composure and the practice that Method NA can demonstrate here in a tournament environment like this. With their backs against the wall, they kept their composure. Both teams are playing super sharp arena right now, and I cannot wait to see this next match.
Very much, Jackson. Here we go. I don't even know what to expect at this point. I mean, that match was so exciting. I really loved the Resto Druid pick. Let's take a look at what happened in that last match, because those last few moments were just absolutely crazy.
Yeah, and really any team could have died. You see Snuts solo. A little bit of what Super was talking about. Seedu also low from no life as damage. Maybe if that had been committed to Snuts, it could have been enough. But at the end of the day, Chaz, despite popping that artifact weapon, just not enough healing to keep Prophecy alive. Smecks him proccing and proccing and proccing, just tunneling him down and takes him in game 1.
I mean, 30% dampening is a pretty high number to heal through Smexon's just raw pressure. I really like the way Smexon was playing defensively. He was going for those pushes, the hit and run. I think that's key to their strategy overall. He wasn't overcommitting too much. He knew exactly when to run, and that's a key decision you need to make as a melee DPS.
Yeah, and one of the other strategies that we saw from Method EU a little bit in that game was it's slightly harder to follow on the UI, but it's definitely something that you can see when Snuts is trying to summon the pet. Now, of course, the pet provides a lot of offensive utility since it has the Axe Toss stun, which we saw on Chaz. That was actually one of their main CCs on him, and certainly the initiator for their CC chain. But they also get the Soul Link, and they get so much damage reduction from that. They also get Soul Leech, so they get basically... They are very killable when the pet is dead. They're not quite so easy to kill when the pet is alive. So whenever they're able to kill that pet, you saw the mind controls coming out from Prophecy. You could see anything. They were just doing their very best to keep that pet dead. But in the end, Snuts always able to summon it and always able to survive.
Now with Method EU losing that first round, this does mean they get to pick their map, and they're going to go to Tolvaron Arena. What does this say to you guys for the comps that we're about to see?
It tells me that No Lifer probably one of the best Shadow Priest Mage combination players in the game, maybe the best. He seems to be the only one staying to it. A lot of the other mages have opted to go and play with rogues, but No Lifer, this is his key composition, backed up by Frosty and Chaz. They played phenomenally in the first round. They came so close. It might have been the decision of maybe 3 choices that cost them the game in the end, and going to Tolvaron Arena would be really important for them. It's the biggest map. It provides the most defensive play for a caster team. Those double wizards can stay as far away as they need to and then expose Smexon in the center.
And now we don't have to wait very long to find out what compositions these teams have locked in. Now that Tolvaron has been selected, Method NA has to lock in their composition first. So let's take a look at what they're going to run. I mean, that was a great game last time, but it was kind of close. Let's see if they are going to change. Nope. Looks like they're going to stick to their guns. You know, they knew that they had many moments when they almost scored kills onto Frosty. You know, that dispersion saving his life so many times. So I like this decision.
Yeah, for sure. There's no harm in bringing out this composition. It's your bread and butter. You've been playing it so well throughout BlizzCon. It's going to be obviously the map is going to be a little obstacle for Method NA in this game. The big pillars means it's going to be slightly harder for Snuts, but also Smexon to LOS when the Shadow Priest and the Frostmage push in for that damage. Of course, Frostmage, one of the best things they have is the Glacial Spike. If you can use the pillars to LOS that's one of your biggest tools.
All right, now Method EU, let's see what they have in to respond. I'm only going to guess that they're going to stick with their guns with the same comp, and there we go. I do like that they're sticking to the Resto Druid also.
Yeah, I think his Cyclones were key to get their momentum going, but when you get deeper into dampening and your healing just does less and less, it becomes harder to go for those Cyclones because you have to spend a lot of time, you have to get close to the fight, so Chaz just wasn't able to get them, and I'm wondering if maybe No Lifer's targeting right towards those final, maybe even 3 Frostbolts could have decided that game. If he maybe turns his attention to Snuts instead, they can easily get a kill. This is definitely anyone's series. I can't believe that's game number 1.
Oh, I know. And now that Avenging Crusader talent choice is really interesting against this comp. Normally when you play against casters as a Holy Paladin, you're not going to be able to chase them down. But the one advantage you have with Avenging Crusader is you can keep attacking and keep healing even while silenced. So that's probably why he's playing this. So in those moments where they know he's going to hit that long God comp, Frost Mage, Shadow Priest, Resto Druid CC chain, he has those moments to breathe during that when he's silenced.
Oh, I'm ready. Who's ready, man? I want to jump into this. Method EU, Method NA, sister teams. Game number 2, Tolvaron Arena will be locked in as the gates begin to open.
Yeah, but we can see we have the same talent choices on Seedu. The dampening especially, that talent choice is so great because, of course, the Avenging Crusader provides you the damage which does not get hurt by the dampening. Definitely every little counts when it comes to taking down a Shadow Priest like Prophecy.
Yeah, let's see if No Lifer gets aggressive. He's looking for some cheeky Frost bolts. He wants to get a Glacial Spike early off so that he can shatter combo off of it later, but it seems like Method NA are going to full turtle all day. They know that they need to drag this game out to reduce Chaz's healing and get a kill.
Yeah, so one of the big Resto Druid kind of criticisms, not just this expansion, but in the past as well, is like in dampening, the hots get a lot less strong. The question for them is whether they can optimize that CC, but as Chaz falls further and further behind, it becomes less he gets less time in the game, I suppose, to get the Cyclones out on the enemy DPS, and the further behind he falls, the further, or the harder it is for him to recover. Sea-Doo, whereas on that pattern, he has so many big buttons he can press that will just keep his team alive.
You can see just right now off the positioning that both teams do not want to move. Method NA are advantaged playing on a pillar. They can line of sight No Lifer, line of sight Frosty, but they are going to pull the trigger. Smexon's moving in towards Frosty. No Lifer blinks back defensively, blinks the Hex. Nice play from No Lifer, immunes that CC, but Smexon says, hey, you immune the Hex? I'm just going to go back, man, and pull back. It seems like they're managed to kill off Snuts' pet, but he easily reses that back up, and we're still at that stalemate. Both of these teams not really deciding to commit just yet.
But Method NA, they get information from that. They got the fear. Snuts' first priority was to fear No Lifer, and now he knows that No Lifer is running that adaptation spec, so immediately an advantage for them. There's no add-ons in this game, so every bit of information counts.
Bloodlust gets popped onto Frosty, feared away in the nick of time, though. Frosty will escape. Now Polymorph's on Smexon. This is a good abort move from Method EU. They're moving in now. Glacial Spike over onto Smexon. Snuts shuts it down with a fear. Sea-Doo still caught in the Polymorph, but Snuts secures the fear on Chaz. They're looking for pressure here on No Lifer. No Lifer trying to go for counter pressure, though. He goes to the Glacial Spike, gets interrupted by Smexon. Nice wind shear there, and now No Lifer is forced to retreat.
Yeah, No Lifer was playing so offensively there, but he was not able to get his Glacial Spike off. He now gets it. Cyclone, though, unfortunately by Chaz, so a little bit of miscommunication there on the side, but ultimately we're just kind of waiting. The Method NA want their Bloodlust back. You can see it's coming up in about 20 seconds, and Method EU, they're unable to get that damage whilst Method NA are losing.
Yep, Snuts has 5 soul shards. He's ready to set up an implosion here. Chaz caught in a stun, but No Lifer sees it coming. He polymorphs Snuts. No Lifer blinks in. He's trying to get Sheeps onto Sea-Doo, but Sea-Doo's line of sighting them, avoiding that incoming CC. Chaz moves up. He stuns up Smexon. Silence on Sea-Doo, followed up by the Sheep. They're looking for pressure onto Smexon. He's rooted in the middle of the map. A lot of pressure following it up. The Ice Form has been popped by No Lifer, but he needs to keep the chain going. He gets another Sheep on Sea-Doo. Chaz needs to get in here and get a Cyclone, but he's just not able to. Smexon will recover, and now Method NA are going to pull the trigger. They're pushing in towards No Lifer, maybe deciding actually to turn around. That Psyfiend was used by Frosty. No Lifer blinks in for that Glacial Spike, just not able to connect. Smexon shutting down No Lifer left and right.
Yeah, notice as well that Frosty is never really pushing in. Of course, he does have the fear. He could be pushing for these fears off the Polymorph, but he's definitely scared of what Method NA have on offer in terms of burst. We see they're often combining the Hammer of Justice from Sea-Doo onto Frosty and the Axe Toss from Snuts onto Chaz. So every time that happens, there's going to be big burst out of Method NA, and Frosty is not willing to commit right now.
Bloodlust is up. They pop the Bloodlust on Frosty. A lot of damage following it up. He immediately dispersions. He knows what's coming. He does not want to risk losing the game. In the meantime, though, No Lifer sneaked a Sheep onto Sea-Doo. He keeps the chain going. They've got decent pressure on Smexon. Chaz stuns him up. Silence onto Sea-Doo, but they need a clone. Will Chaz be able to get the Cyclone? He looks for it. He gets it onto Sea-Doo. Smexon now in the middle of the map. Glacial Spike connects. He could be in danger. Void Torrent is channeling. Nice Sundering. Interrupts that Void Torrent. Another clone onto Sea-Doo, but with no more CC. He will easily recover. And now Frosty is on the back foot, going for some defensive heals, trying to recover. Sea-Doo's pushing in. They go for the stun onto Chaz. They're looking for pressure, but Sea-Doo now overextended in the center, forcing Method EU to swap to him. Frosty, and it's under pressure. He lands the triple fear. He's setting up the Void Eruption, gets interrupted by Smexon. Smexon now retreating, but I think they're going to swap to Sea-Doo.
Yeah, Sea-Doo needs to be really careful here. He does not have that Avenging Crusader. The Psyfiend now connecting as well. Cyclone comes out on Smexon. No healing available from him. Able to pop that Aura Mastery. They should be able to just kite behind the pillar. The Aura Mastery heal, topping him off now. And now the spam fears coming out from Snuts. They need to get ready for their next onslaught.
Yeah, No Lifer pulling back. They know they don't have a kill. The opportunity has been missed. Frosty looking for some mind controls on Smexon, trying to turn him around. They've got Smexon in a good position to kill. He's in the center of the map. This is exactly where they want him. Chaz moves in. Maybe he's got a stun available. Not able to. Might just be faking. He goes for the stun, but they need the silence. And that forced Chaz in the middle of the map. He had to trinket and blink away immediately. A close call there. Chaz wanted to get aggressive, but Method NA say, no way, man. Get out of here, Chaz.
Yeah, and that was the Bloodlust committed from Smexon, but of course Bloodlust has a shorter cooldown than the PvP trinket from Chaz, so he's going to have to be very careful now pushing in, and that's a scary thing for Method EU because they're really struggling to get anything done on this map right now.
Yep, Chaz traded out his trinket, so that's his one way of getting out of crowd control. So this is Danger Town for Method EU. Luckily, though, Frosty has Dispersion. No Lifer still has Ice Block. No Lifer's just building up some Icicles. He's got 5 ready to go. I could imagine that Method EU maybe even want to wait for Chaz's trinket to come up at this point. Both of these teams are facing elimination.
Yeah, so as you can see from Method EU, they're able to like rotate their positioning depending on what defensive cooldowns they have. We were saying Frosty wasn't pushing it, but now he has the Dispersion available. He's threatening with that fear. And Sea-Doo and Smexon, you can see from their position, positioning. They're scared of that threat. If No Lifer can land a sheep, it's going to be a really long CC chain. But at the same time, they're doing such a good job. We see Snuts there, fearing No Lifer, forcing his adaptation. They're just doing these little micro plays that are giving them the lead.
Smexen making a push to center field. He's got Bloodlust up. He wants to look for a kill onto Frosty, but he gets clotheslined by No Lifer. Sidefiend is down. Snuts needs to banish that, but he's out of position. Not able to get it. Smexen in quite a bit of trouble here. He's vortexed in center. Chaz is going to clone him up. No Lifer was looking for a polymorph, but Snuts shuts him down. Sea-Doo has been avoiding CC very well in this matchup, but No Lifer blinks in. He looks for the polymorph. He gets the polymorph. Smexen could be in trouble here. He's down to half HP. He's trying to retreat. He trades out the Astral Shift, but Void Torn is channeling. Chaz gets the clone on Sea-Doo. Smexen still on the run, but should easily recover. Nice awareness from Smexen to pull back there.
Yep, but they do force the Avenging Crusader and the Astral Shift and the Hand of Sacrifice from Sea-Doo. Lots of cooldowns. No Lifer actually still pushing in. I'm not sure if I like this decision. Sea-Doo has his healing cooldowns available, and Chaz now caught up in the stun. No Lifer pops the Temporal Shield on the burst. That is the answer for the Bloodlust. If he's able to get this heal, he is going to top him off. A huge heal from No Lifer. Beautifully played.
Yeah, well-timed Temporal from No Lifer. Snuts is trying to slow down Method EU with some fears at the moment. Silence on Sea-Doo. Chaz would like to look for a bash, but Frosty's under fire. Implosion connects. Glacial Spike to Smexen. Chaz moves in. He gets the stun, but Sea-Doo's moving up as well. They full fear Chaz. Frosty could be in trouble. Smexen reconnects. He's down to half. They need to keep this fear chain going. Snuts not able to get it. Sea-Doo may look for a stun. He's rooted up though. Not able to get in line of sight. Like Chaz's positioning in that room. He's able to line of sight. Snuts getting some soul shards here. He's looking to set up an implosion onto No Lifer. Implosion connects. No Lifer down to half. Stun on Chaz. Sidebeam gets popped by Frosty. Smexen on the run. He sees it coming. He's line of sighting very well here. Now looking to push in. Now looking for the counter aggression. Sea-Doo has Haunt. He's mounted up. He's looking for it. He stuns up Frosty. Not entirely sure if that was going to be the most use there, but he was not able to dispel it. They locked him in place. He's down to half. Chaz is retreating. Frosty's retreating. No Lifer inside of Method NA right now, looking for some cheeky damage, but not able to follow it up.
Yeah, Chaz trying to get, Sea-Doo rather, trying to get offensive with the Avenging Crusader there. Unfortunately, nothing really doing, but we can see the main thing, the main meta of this game right now, dampening. You see it in the middle of your screen, 13% right now. The healing being reduced so much. That's going to make it harder and harder for Method EU to push in. Chaz will struggle more and more to keep Frosty alive, given he's an immobile Shadow Priest.
Yep, No Lifer blinking in, looking for a polymorph on Sea-Doo. Sea-Doo line of sight, but he gets rooted. Will he be able to stop it? Snuts stops it. Nice play from Snuts. Smexen actually getting silenced. They immune and prevent the wind shear. Snuts is in a sheep. Sea-Doo's in a clone. Smexen is in trouble, down to half HP. They followed up with another clone onto Sea-Doo. They clone up Smexen at low HP. Can No Lifer get the polymorph onto Sea-Doo? He needs this polymorph. He needs it now. They get the full polymorph, and Sea-Doo is forced to bubble. Smexen down to half HP. Will he even be able to recover with this? He pops the Holy Avenger. That boosts his haste, boosts his Holy Shock healing. He's going to be able to keep Smexen alive, but now with bubble not available, I'd almost like to see them swap to Sea-Doo.
Yeah, and the dampening stacking higher and higher. Smexen is still not out of the woods yet. Full Fair Glacial Spike connects down to 30%. He does not have the Astral Shift available. That Avenging Crusader will be falling off in about 5 to 10 seconds.
Where's this damage coming from,
really
man?
Struggling.
Smexen's running away with Sea-Doo, tail between their legs, trying to escape Method EU's aggression. This Resto Druid Shadow Priest Frost Mage is proving to be quite formidable.
Yep, so they force the cooldowns now. That bubble, of course, it's on a 5-minute cooldown. They're just going to pull back a little bit. They need to build up the damage. You can see the purple bar under Frosty. He's building up that insanity, ready for his next onslaught as well. No Lifer building up the icicles. They need to get offensive here. They do have the cooldowns for a disperse, block, and trinket available.
They gate away from the triple fear. That was a nice play, but No Lifer snagged the sheep. I'd like to see a swap. They stun up Sea-Doo. They're looking for the swap, but Sea-Doo sees it coming. He gets behind the pillar right away. Now Smexen can push in for free over onto No Lifer. No Lifer blinks in. He's looking for a sheep again. Not able to find it. Now going for a Glacial Spike. Smexen could be in trouble. Down to half. Chaz clones him up at low HP. They need to rotate the CC, but they just can't. Sea-Doo pops the Avenging Crusader, but he gets polymorph. Smexen still down to half. Sea-Doo needs to get some heals. They pop the Bloodlust. They're trying to punish No Lifer for going in, but in amazing time, Mind Control denies any healing here, but they can't get the clones. Smexen will be able to run away. They managed to finally sneak it over onto Sea-Doo. Smexen down to half, trying to line of sight. No Lifer blinks in to finish him, but he gets interrupted once again. Smexen saving these wind shears for critical moments.
Yeah, that Astral Shift came up just in time there. Beautiful Mind Control from Frosty. He's able to deny that Bloodlust every single time. Very well played by Method EU. They're instantly reacting to that, because if they don't, they will die. Chaz, he's able to push in now. Can they get the CC onto Sea-Doo? There's no defensive cooldowns available. If they could just land one CC, they will take this game. There is the full polymorph, but the Hand of Sacrifice from Sea-Doo, getting him out and keeping his team alive.
Really well timed by Sea-Doo. It will keep Smexen going. At this point now, Smexen has to say, do I run? Do I go in? He gets Mind Controlled. Frosty's making the decision for for him. He's getting him locked into center field. They're looking to maybe take him down here. They don't have the stun. He gets rooted up by Chaz. No Lifer connects some frost bolts. This could be a huge glacial spike. Smexon trying to get out of line of sight. Sea-Doo basically has nothing left here. Avenging Crusader coming up in the nick of time, but if he CC'd, he won't be able to do anything with it anyway. Frosty moving up. No Lifer secures the sheep. Smexon in trouble. He's trying to counter aggression. Pops the bloodlust onto Frosty. Frosty disperses right away. He may even intend to cancel that. He's trying to set up a triple fear. Not able to find it, unfortunately. No Lifer looking for the glacial spike to end the game, but he can't connect. Sea-Doo leaves that polymorph, followed up by another. Chaz is moving in. He needs to try and get a cyclone here on Sea-Doo if he wants to take the game. Glacial spike connects. Huge onto Smexon. Down to half. No Lifer needs to get more icicles, though, if they want to take this match.
Yeah, but at the same time, Method EU, they're in trouble now. No trinket on Chaz for a minute. No dispersion on Frosty. This next Bloodlust coming up in 30 seconds could be game inside of Method NA. It's kind of the same story as last time. It looks like EU is doing better and better in the game, but as dampening stacks, as those cooldowns diminish, Method NA is playing the game exactly how they want to.
Ooh, No Lifer pushing in by himself in a 3v1 behind the pillar. Chaz sees it, blinks back to support him, but he's still taking quite a bit of pressure. Sea-Doo line of sighting the sheep. Chaz now caught into a full fear. No Lifer needs to be careful. He has Temporal Shield active that heals him back up quite a bit. Frosty, though, has no dispersion. Frosty needs to be very afraid right now. He's right on top of the entire team. Fellor gets dropped. He's trying to retreat. Infernal Stun now out from Stutz. Frosty down to half. Smexon looking to finish this off. Frosty taking so much damage. Chaz just not able to deal with it. Now looking for a Cyclone. Nice Cyclone on Smexon, denying the damage and preventing the healing from Sea-Doo. Can they win off of this? Polymorph onto Sea-Doo. Smexon in the middle of the field. They're looking to try and take him down, but No Lifer's overextended. He blinks back. He wants to hold on to that ice block as long as possible so he can commit it for the kill.
Yeah, that was maybe the best Cyclone of the tournament coming out from Chaz there. And one of the things I love about Sea-Doo is he's actually hitting the ped with his thing, so he gets the additional healing. Now Frosty caught up in that hodge. Dispassion up in 1 second. He gets the dispassion just in time and stays alive in this game.
I can't believe it. That was a miracle. Sea-Doo gated on the entire team right there, but Frosty's going to fear him up, but he's still under fire. Method NA take him down. So much damage. Method NA with their hit and run tactics take game number 2 on Method EU's best map, and at this point, Method EU, they need to be scared.
Well, I don't know. Even though Method NA has been winning these last 2 rounds, every single kill attempt has been so incredibly close. I'd like to see more of Snutz setting up for those kills. We were focusing on Smexon a lot because he was really the aggressor in these, was trying to get stuck out in the open. But during this whole time when we're focusing on the Shadow Priest and the Frost Mage setting up and the Bloodlust timing, Snutz is just in the back, just pumping out pets constantly, using Thalkiel's consumption to spike Frosty down, forcing the dispersion, using an implosion right after. So Method NA looking really good in this matchup.
Yeah, for sure. And there's so many little micro things that are winning this game for Method NA, such as the Avenging Crusader is, we've said it's really difficult to hit those casters with it, but No Lifer is leaving his pet behind sometimes, and it means that Sea-Doo does have a target he can just kind of walk towards. He hits the pet, he gets the healing, these kind of little intelligent decisions. We saw it in game 1 as well. Smexon able to use that pet to get away. These little things do make a big difference, and suddenly in this game where it's so close, they were so close again to landing the kill onto Smexon, but Method NA at the end of the day are 2-0 up.
Yeah, and this is where the veteran play comes into it. Method NA committed for the kill right at the end. Sea-Doo used the Demonic Gateway to get into the fight. Usually you use that to run away, but they smelled blood in the water. They knew Frosty had no dispersion, so they committed for the kill. Even though they were playing so defensive throughout the match, they knew exactly when to commit.
How about that dispersion that came up 1 second before he was about to die?
Oh my goodness.
So many amazing plays throughout that entire match, and it was the same on the Grand also. So even though Method NA is up 2-0 right now, they can't be too confident in those wins.
Oh no, for sure. And like Method EU are not playing these games bad. In fact, they are playing them incredibly well. Chaz's Cyclones are kind of the thing that you'll keep noticing, especially the low Cyclones on Smexon, denying the game. Frosty doing a similar job with the mind controls when Chaz is unable to. Fantastic little plays. Even No Lifer, he's like making these little micro plays, such as with the Glacial Spike, he's blinking behind the enhancement shaman at the last second, since of course you have to be facing the target to wind shear them. So these little things coming out from Method EU are getting them so close to that kill. But at the end of the day, Method NA, their veteran status, this tanky composition they've been able to draft is doing so well for them, and they're 2-0 up, 1 game away from knocking their sister team out of the competition.
And I do say one of the factors involved right now is this crowd is going absolutely nuts for Method NA, hometown heroes. I've seen so many Sea-Doo fans out in the crowd giving him his energy.
Oh man, he needs as much energy as possible. They're 1 win away from advancing to the semifinals to face off against Northern Gaming Blue. That's Mpoike's team. And man, that matchup's going to be insane. Method NA, regardless, even if they win this, it's still a long road.
All right, so let's take a look at what map Method EU has locked in. Potentially the last map, and there we go. It is going to be Dalaran Sewers this time.
Yeah, so they're going for something completely different here. Actually, we saw Tolvaron, the biggest map in the pool. Dalaran, one of the smallest. So that makes me wonder, are they going to carry on with that God comp? Are they swapping it up? I believe the Shadow Priest Mage will not be coming out of Method EU this game.
What are they going to come? Dalaran Sewers is such a weird map pick for Method EU. They typically play caster comps or crowd control comps. So when you pick a map like this, you're normally a damage comp, and they don't play that. So unless they've got something weird that I've never seen before, this doesn't seem like the right move.
Well, I mean, picking that map means either they're trying to feign that they're going to change, you know, and maybe it'll panic, make a Method NA panic and choose something that they're not ready to play against. You know, when you see this as Method NA right now, you're like, what is going on? What's going on through their minds?
Yeah, so Dalaran Sewers, for me, it says, I want the other team to be stacking. I want them in close range. And the Shadow Priest Mage, of course, we're not expecting it to be in benefit of that comp, but there's one composition we've seen from Method in the European regionals, and they certainly have it available should they choose to bring it out. That is the Windwalker Mage, as I kind of branded it, Method Cleave. It's so many different Method players have been playing this. It's going to be very high risk, high reward if you bring out Prey on that Windwalker Monk for his first game on it on stage since that European regionals, when you're one game away from elimination.
And we don't have to wait very long. The comps are locked in. Let's take a look at what Method North America is going to be playing.
I'd imagine more of the same here.
Oh, of course.
See, yep, the Holy Paladin for Sea-Doo, the Demonology Warlock for Snuts, and of course Smexen on that Enhancement Shaman leading the charge for Method NA.
Now we have to see, do Method EU have the confidence to bring out this wildcard pick? It's been something we've been debating a lot backstage. We've seen them practice it a little bit, but there's always some tension on the team. No Life are not always necessarily wanting to play with that ult on his main Frost Mage. You know, you have this formidable Frost Mage, 2 BlizzCon finals on him. He's won even against Sea-Doo in 2014. He 3-0'd Sea-Doo and Snuts playing the God comp, so you can see why he loves this composition, but they have to change something. They're 2-0 down, and their BlizzCon lives are one game away from ending.
All right, so let's take a look at what Method EU has locked in now that they know what Method NA is running. I don't know what we're going to see.
Nope, more of the same.
Hey, no, I like this pick. I like this pick because of how close it was, and throwing the map at them may have made Method NA kind of take a double take on what they should run. So maybe that was the gamble that they wanted to, but these maps were so close. Nagrand and Tolvaron were so close, so many kill opportunities onto Smexen over and over and over that they just have to gamble it at this point.
Something that I was noticing throughout the series is that Sea-Doo is actually very exposed when he's forced to use his cooldowns to save Smexen. They could make swaps to him, and I was surprised to not see that in the last match. Maybe they've realized that as well, so they picked a smaller map, a place where Frosty can sneak in, fear the entire team, and then set up off of that. That's a classic play from Frosty, so I would like to see some more aggression towards Sea-Doo if Method EU are going to climb back in the series.
Yeah, I totally agree. I just feel like it doesn't play to the strengths of that Restoration Druid. So, of course, the Restoration Druid brings a lot of Cyclones, but you lose the Hammer of Justice stun. You do have the Mighty Bash, but it can be bobbed. It's a long cooldown. Maybe that's why they won't be hitting the Paladin so much, but we are loading up into Game 3. Potentially the last game of this series. Method v Method, EU versus NA. Who will come out on top?
Yeah, I cannot wait to see. Dalaran Sewers could be the final resting place for Method EU as Method NA look to close this out. The pipes have opened. The teams are going to be jumping into battle here very shortly. Let's see how aggressive Method EU intends to play this.
Well, certainly they've chosen the small map. We can only think the reason for that is that they do not want that long dampening game. They've already lost it twice. They have to be hyper aggressive, but at the same time they have to be very careful, respect the bloodlust, respect the implosions coming out of Snuts and Smexen. We'll have to see, can they get the pressure early? Sea-Doo, as you can see, is just far away. Maximum the damage immediately coming out from Method NA onto Chaz. They force the buckskin. He preemptively bareformed the stun, able to blink away and survive.
Wow, amazing escape from Chaz. Now Sea-Doo caught into a polymorph. Fear out from Frosty. Who are they going to set up on? Smexen caught into a stun. I would imagine they're going to go after him, but actually some damage tossed towards Snuts, and really Method EU were not able to capitalize on that. I feel like the aggression on Chaz threw a wrench in their plan.
Yep, they had to retreat, but they forced the bloodlust out. Now they can afford to be offensive. At the same time, No Life are dropping low, pops the temporal, able to top himself off there. Very well played by him. The Iron Bark also answered from Chaz. How do they get the offensive pressure? It looks like they're actually channeling Snuts in this game.
Yeah, they're trying to change their targeting up. Smexen has been avoiding death throughout the entire series. I don't blame them for trying something new, but the Felwar gets dropped on Frosty. A lot of damage coming out from Snuts right right now. He's hanging on at 50%. Chaz down below, looking to try and heal him back up here, but he's still down at half. Mind control on Smexen. Will he drop him off? He throws him into the Fell Lord. Gets stunned by his own minion there. Nice play from Frosty. Those mind controls have been MVP.
Yeah, it's just these little things like putting him in the Fell Lord there. You saw he took a solid 20% chunk of his health. That's such a significant thing, actually. We see the fear onto Chaz. No Lifer should be okay, though. Temporal coming up in 3 seconds. Still has the ice block available. I want to see Frosty pushing for more of these triple fears, because the CC on Sea-Doo is just not enough right now.
Frosty is sneaking in. He's looking for a fear, I would imagine, here very shortly. They've got decent pressure on Snuts. He's down to half. Chaz, though, caught in a stun as Smexen pops a Bloodlust, but No Lifer immediately polymorphs it. Chaz blinks away, denies the swap, and now No Lifer has 5 icicles with Ice Form. This Glacial Spike is gigantic. If they get any CC, the full fear follows it up. No Lifer's looking to finish off Snuts. Snuts is desperately line of sighting. No Lifer misses the blink. He wasn't able to get it. He goes for it again. Glacial Spike, not able to find it. Smexen interrupts it. Nice play from Smexen, keeping calm under pressure.
Full shape onto Sea-Doo, but unfortunately it's broken by the Frost Nova. So unfortunate for No Lifer there. He's playing so well defensively to keep his team alive, but they need to work out how to play offensively. Sea-Doo now out of the CC. He has the Hand of Sacrifice available. Full silence though. Snuts does need to be careful.
Yeah, he's still down to half HP. The next CC on Sea-Doo could still be the end of the match. Snuts is trying to set up some counter pressure, not able to find it. Polymorphs on Smexen. Mind control out from Frosty onto Snuts. They're mind controlling him down the ramp. He does get rooted now as well. They're looking for the burst out of that. Smexen's caught in the clone. Sea-Doo sees it coming. Pops the Avenging Crusader, but No Lifer sneaks in a sheep. Unfortunately, No Lifer has no icicles. He can't really set up the kill here. Sea-Doo gets feared away. It's really up to Frosty to solo the pressure out onto Snuts, and Snuts knows that. He fears Frosty away. This is great awareness. No Lifer setting up a Glacial Spike. He's trying to shatter combo off of that root, but Smexen is pressuring him. He may have to move. No Lifer down to half HP. Chaz spamming out the heals, but this aggressive play from Method EU is costing Chaz so much mana.
Yeah, it really is, and at the same time, they're not really achieving anything. Once again, Sea-Doo hasn't had to use the Sacrifice. He hasn't had to use the Divine Shield, and now we see the Bloodlust coming out from Smexen. A preemptive Bug Skin from Chaz, also in the bear form. He should be okay. Moves out of that Infernal, able to survive for now.
Yep, Chaz with the Bash Cyclone combo on Smexen. Sea-Doo caught in a sheep. Snuts is completely alone at the moment here. Silence onto Sea-Doo, but Snuts fears away. No Lifer, he's not able to follow up any burst. Frosty not able to finish him off by himself. No Lifer setting up a Glacial Spike. He needs to shatter combo off of that. Not able to find it. Sea-Doo with a nice Blessing of Freedom, removing that root right away, denying No Lifer essentially. A Hex secured onto Chaz. Smexen was able to sneak that out. Now there's decent pressure on No Lifer, but he denies it with a Temporal Shield. This is top level play from top level teams.
Yeah, No Lifer is playing so well defensively. Every single Temporal Shield is on point. He's able to blink away from those Bloodlusts instantly and purge them off. So this is very nice, but at the same time, Method NA just are not struggling to survive right now. Hitting Snuts is not working for Method EU. If they can't kill the pet, they can't kill the Warlock. They need to swap it up to Smexen, but it seems really hard for them to actually find win conditions in this matchup.
So much damage on Frosty there. He was able to recover Chaz, saving him for now. They're trying to keep up the aggression, but they don't want to overextend. No Lifer blinks in for the Glacial Spike, but now he's quite overextended. I would imagine Method NA are going to punish No Lifer for this. Implosion connects the ice barriers immediately after Chaz moves in. They're looking for the kill on the Snuts. Sea-Doo tries to shut it down with a stun. Frosty in trouble, down to half HP. Smexen looking to finish him off, but a fear comes out from Frosty in the nick of time. Chaz maybe looking to try and set up some CC. They get the full polymorph over onto Sea-Doo. They're still trying to keep their momentum on Snuts. They burst him down to half. He trades out his shield that will absorb quite a bit of pressure. And now Frosty has overstayed his welcome. Big burst coming in. No dispersion. Method NA will advance to the semifinals.
And Snuts with the huge burst at the end of the game. That wasn't even the Bloodlust, the Demonology Warlock. That implosion, so much damage. Frosty could not react in time on global. Dispersion, no way. And Method NA advance to the semifinals.
What an incredible match. You know, I like that map pick. Now that we were seeing it in play, Frosty was able to push up for so many fears. The mind control into the Fell Lord, it was great.
Yeah, there were so many great players coming out from Method EU. They played really well in this series, but Method NA were just one step ahead of them. This LSD has just caused so many troubles for so many teams. It's either you play this composition or you beat this composition. We saw Splice. They had I think they're the only team that have actually taken a series off of this composition, playing the Hunter Enhancement Shaman Beast Cleave as it's known. Other than that, it's just looking unstoppable. Method NA playing so well in this series, and No Lifer, unfortunately for him, he's been to 3 BlizzCons, and all 3 he's been kind of shut down by this LSD composition.
Yeah, we've got our top 4 teams now at this point. 4 teams have been eliminated. They will no longer be competing in the tournament. We've got Method NA now going up against Northern Gaming Blue, and we've got Splice going up against Tempo Storm. I'm really curious to see how Tempo Storm plays out in the rest of the series. I wasn't actually expecting them to make it this far.
All right, now let's take a look at how that series ended on Dalaran Sewers with a quick replay.
Yeah, it's like you just have to watch Frosty's health there because he's actually quite high. He has the dispersion available, Chaz has the trinket available, but he doesn't expect that. A huge chunk of damage from Snuts, 30% to 0, pretty much.
It was just well timing. It wasn't anything. It wasn't any particular damage. Sea-Doo did have the Avenging Crusader, so he was down in there, and that does put out a lot of damage.
Yeah, that was a lot of aggression from Method NA. They clean up Method EU 3-0, as was sort of predicted. Unfortunately, No Lifers' strive to the championship has been stopped, and now Sea-Doo gets his last chance. Can he do it?
Yeah, we have our 4 semi-finalists now, I believe. So we had 8 at the start of the day. We've played 4 series. We have 4 remaining, and it's all to play for at this point. It's single elimination from now.
All right, and of course, we have Jackson on stage with the man himself, Sea-Doo.
Right there. Hey, what's up, guys? I am here with Sea-Doo, the victorious healer of Team Method NA. Show him some love, guys. Oh, yeah. So we talked a lot before this about how you guys have really come together as a team and prepared. I heard you guys had like a little LAN party at your place. How do you feel like your preparation has led you to this moment?
I think this is definitely the hardest working we've ever done to, prepare for a tournament, and I think the work kind of, shows that it pays off. We worked really hard to get here, and we're not going to stop till we're done.
And it may be, without saying that, you got a lot of love in the crowd here today, and I'm sure a lot at home watching. A lot of your stream viewers, I'm sure, are sending you their energy as we speak. But you have anything to say to them?
Yeah, thank you guys so much for the support. I hope I don't let you guys down. We worked really hard, and we're going to keep it going.
Awesome. We're going to throw it back to the desk. Show them some love, guys. Well done, man. Well done.
All right, thank you very much, Jackson and Sea-Doo on stage. You gotta imagine that he's telling everyone that this is his last chance. This is the last time he's gonna try for it, and he's looking in a pretty good position to possibly take it.
Yeah, what a performance so far from him. Definitely taking that last chance incredibly seriously. We have 4 incredibly strong teams. I think actually a lot of us would have maybe predicted these 4 teams in the semifinals, so definitely very happy with how that's turned out. I think Northern Gaming Blue versus Method NA, or well, Method I guess we can call them now, is going to be a huge matchup. That is going to be so intense because NG, we haven't seen them play in quite a while. They looked very, very strong last weekend, but Method NA have that composition, and we haven't seen them able to take that one down yet. I cannot wait for that series.
Yep. All right, well, we are going to get our series ready because we have so many more exciting matches for you guys. Stay tuned. We'll be back after this break.